Hey there, I'm Charlotte, and this is Stable-ish. I am sitting here finally hitting the record button on something I almost wouldn't let myself do. In fact, I have let myself not do this for many years because it isn't polished, it's personal, and I kept wondering if it was okay to take up this space. And something I've learned over time is you are allowed to take up space. This podcast exists because, honestly, because of ChatGPT, but more so because motherhood is hard. Identity in motherhood is hard. Moving through this world as a woman, as a person, is hard. And I've done a lot of things in my life to try to make that easier and understand it more. And what I've found is that the only thing constant in life is change. So even though you can find yourself and be in a good spot and find tools to navigate changes, change is always coming. And you never know how big of a change that is right around the corner. So, and you have no idea how that's going to impact you and how you move through the world and how you view the world. So I wanted to create a space where I could talk about that and I could talk about how being a mom, a new mom of not even a 2-year-old, has changed the way I view things, the way I view myself in ways I never thought I could. But also acknowledge that I'm still me. And motherhood doesn't define me as a person, but it has reshaped and remade parts of me. And now it's in so much of it's in every decision I make and everything that I do. And I love it. But there are times when I don't. And there are times when it's really hard. And there are times when I long for the 24-year-old version of me. And when I do get to have those moments, my cup gets refilled in ways that I didn't know it needed to be. So, this space is a space to give permission to myself and to other people to be who they are right now and acknowledge that being who you are and knowing who you are doesn't mean that it's not going to change and that the evolution of you is complete because we're always evolving. I think even at 80 years old, if I'm lucky to get there, I'm still going to be like, there are parts of me that I'm still figuring out and changing and getting to know. Um, and so this is part of that process. ChatGPT kind of gave me the courage and the tools to be able to do this because I have thought about doing podcasts in the past, but either the topic wasn't right, or to be honest, I was afraid of doing something on my own. I was like, oh, I could totally do a podcast if I did it with a friend. Um, and what I realized is that is not only crutch, but it also requires commitment from more than just you. Um, and a lot of my friends are newer parents and have their own journeys that they're going on. So to ask for that type of commitment in something that I'm really passionate about, there's just a different level of excitement about it, right? So I just decided I'm going to do this on my own. I'm in a place in my life and in my career where I'm ready for a change, and I feel like I have enough experience and knowledge and have grown enough to be able to share where I came from and where I'm at, while also knowing I have no idea what's around the corner. And I think that's okay because I think a lot of people feel that way. So we're going to go through this together. I almost didn't start this again because of fear, and honestly, I'm like terrified of social media blowback and offending family and losing relationships that I've spent years and years developing by accidentally saying something or offending someone, because that's never my intention and that's not the purpose of this. Um, and at the same time, I have a story, and people are not always going to be happy with the choices that you make. But if they feel true to who you are and you can be happy with it at the end of the day, and it's nothing is done in a malicious way, that I think that this can be really positive and impactful. So I'm excited for that. Stable-ish to me, the title, I want to talk a little bit about that. So stable-ish, permission to be me, motherhood, and the shit they don't prepare you for. Um, Gosh, stable-ish just hit home. I saw it and I was like, whew, that is exactly how I feel. Every day I wake up and I have a laundry list of things to do, including laundry on that list. And some days I can attack it, no big deal. And other days I just feel like I'm holding on by a thread. It's like all I can do is sit there and get my daughter ready to go to school and make breakfast and hang out with her at the end of the day. And chores and life, everything else is just too much that day. So that's what stable-ish means. It means that I'm good, I'm here, I'm showing up, I'm doing it, but it's hard. And I'm allowed to be myself and acknowledge that it is hard. And a lot of what you go through in life is an individual journey. And that can be really isolating and challenging, even when you have a great support system. So, figuring out who I am while feeling both stable and not stable at the same time is part of this process. I'm not perfect. I'm not lost. I'm just in a process. Stable-ish is a state of being, right? It's a vibe that a lot of people, I think, can resonate with. And it's an invitation to just be here as you are, with acknowledgement of the past and acknowledgement that a future is coming, but to understand this is where I'm at and this is who I am right now. So, what's coming on this podcast? Voice notes, solo thoughts, conversations, both light and deep, with friends and family, and I hope at some point experts. Topics include motherhood, womanhood, the softness, the spirals that we go through, identity, being too much and not enough, um, social pressures, fear and anxiety, and all the shit no one warns you about or prepares you for, and the stuff that they do, and how that still impacts the other things in life. I want this to be real and raw and just reflecting and connecting. So that's what's coming. I could see conversations about health and fitness and spirituality and finances and all of the different areas of life that really make up an individual and shape how we move through the world. So I want to thank you for letting me start here, for letting this be a little messy, very honest, a little stable-ish, because I'm figuring this out as I go. If you felt even a little bit seen by this, hit follow, subscribe, or share it with someone you might think would benefit from a conversation like this. We're just getting started, and I am so happy you're here. Welcome.